put that phone down. A heads up for Pennsylvania drivers. A new law is now in effect, but you need to know before you hit the road.
Plus, waiting it out, the long-awaited release that people were lined up for hours in the middle of the night.
And a crime at a Jersey Shore casino leaves some legendary rockers brokenhearted. Now it's a quest to get back some treasured items where they belong. Those stories and more on today's edition of The Lineup. It is Thursday, June 5th, 2025. Look at this scene this morning that we have been covering. A huge fire erupted at a SEPTA bus depot in Philadelphia's Nicetown neighborhood. All started shortly after 6 o'clock this morning. You see a number of buses there on fire. SEPTA telling us all of the buses that you see here are out of service, so this will not impact in-service buses. It's a story that we're going to stay on top of throughout the day here online and on NBC 10 News on the air. We watched that fire grow and grow and grow
fast
this morning.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey there, I'm Erin Coleman.
And I'm Keith Jones. That fire, one of several big stories we're following today. We're also staying on top of a developing situation in Montgomery County where 3 teenagers, they've been killed in this crash in Limerick. NBC 10 has learned 2 of those teens were students at Owen J. Roberts High School in Pottstown. Grief counselors will be on hand at the school today. We're going to get more from NBC 10's Matt DeLucia.
2 of the teens involved in the crash were current students at Owen J. Roberts High School, and a third was a former student of the school. The school is offering counseling this morning to students and staff, and right over there on Ridge Pike is a growing memorial for those 3 teens who died on Tuesday night. Now, there is surveillance video of the moments right before this crash. The teens were in a car that Limerick police were trying to stop as part of an investigation into a theft in progress at a local Target not far from here. And while trying to pull that vehicle over, the driver of the car lost control and crashed. Now, the 3 people who died were all 17-year-olds, Gabriel Cooper, Nasir Yuk, and Sanaya Nuswan. There's also a 15-year-old boy who was hospitalized.
They were funny. They loved to dance in school. They always had a sense of humor. Every time they walked into a room, smile on your face.
And the Montgomery County DA's office says there will be an investigation into this crash. Meantime, Limerick police have not responded to multiple requests from NBC 10 for info about their policy on police pursuits. In Limerick, I'm Matt DeLucia, NBC 10 News.
Another emergency department of our area is shutting down, this time because of structural concerns.
Capitol Health is closing its satellite emergency department in Trenton today. Patients will be diverted to different facilities. The outpatient clinic closed here yesterday. Both facilities are housed in space at the old St. Francis campus that Capitol Health is leasing. The medical group tells us engineers found significant structural issues with an adjoining building. Hey, consider yourself warned. Starting today, police will be enforcing a new law in Pennsylvania that bans the use of handheld devices while driving. Texting while driving has been illegal in Pennsylvania since 2012, but this new law, it is more strict. It is no longer legal to hold a cell phone to answer a call, send an email, take a photo, record a video, or share on social media while driving or even temporarily stopped because of a red light or traffic. The first year of the law, police will issue a written warning instead of a fine. Today, the first phase of the Spruce and Pine bike lane safety upgrades project begins in Center City.
Yeah, the city will begin installing new loading zone and no stopping anytime signs. Later, the project will include the installation of cement barriers to protect bike lanes. And that has some community members pushing back. A neighborhood group known as Friends of Pine and Spruce are suing the city in an attempt to halt that project. They're concerned the changes will cause them to lose parking spaces and could hurt people who live here.
What happens when somebody in the middle of the block has a heart attack and an emergency ambulance is trying to get there? Where do they go?
Meanwhile, the Bicycle Coalition of Greater Philadelphia says the barriers could save the lives of cyclists and pedestrians. We reached out to the city. They say they have no comment on the lawsuit. Hey, with temperatures near 90 today, a lot of air conditioning units will be running and running and running.
Oh, yeah. And if you haven't gotten yours serviced in a while, you and your HVAC system could really feel the heat when you need it most. NBC 10's Katie Zachary spoke to an expert about some simple things that you can do to stay cool.
One of the first things you should do if your AC isn't working right, check the outside unit.
Make sure your fan's spinning on the top here. A lot of times these fans will stop working. If the fan turns on, that none of the blades are bent, out of whack, wobbling. We want to make sure that the coil's clean inside here. If there's, pollen or debris. So after we check that the system's running, the fan's spinning, the pressures look good, we would go inside.
He says oftentimes the answer to weak AC is the filter found inside your home.
Okay, now we've moved inside to the basement. We're with Paul, and we found the 2 units, and primarily you're looking for the air filter.
Yes. So you have 2 air filters here. I'll pull this one out so you can see it. So if your filter's clogged up, one of the first things you'll notice is the air will come out of the registers. It won't be as strong. Okay, so it's good to change these out every 30 days, 60 days, depending on how thick your filter is.
A bigger problem is if the filter has not been changed in a while, it may not be pushing enough air through the pipes and they can freeze.
You would see some ice sometimes on them or water, and the first thing to always look for is your filter. It's easy, quick, fast, cheap to replace. So I would definitely service your systems every year. Small things can go a long way.
So you're about to get busy as we go into the summer months. We have a warm spell ahead. How are you bracing for that?
I mean, every summer is the same. It gets a little bit hotter, it feels like, but we're ready for it.
In Broomall, Katie Zachary, NBC 10 News.
Wawa customers in New Jersey now have to prepay before fueling at the pumps.
Yeah, the policy applies to all transactions. For cash-paying customers who want to fill their tanks, they're not going to have to specify a dollar amount beforehand. If the transaction costs less than what you paid, you will be refunded. New Jersey is the only state that bans pumping your own gas.
That's right. We're so used to going up there saying, hey, fill it up regular, right? If you got the credit card, and that works, obviously.
Yeah.
But
cash is a
though,
little.
You got to give it ahead of time.
Is a little different. And growing up in that area, look.
It's the best.
We never pumped. We never pumped our own gas.
I never complained.
Yeah.
No way. Especially in the really cold weather.
Yeah.
Stay in your nice, warm, toasty car.
Oh, yes. Members of the legendary rock band Heart, they are feeling heartbroken after 2 treasured instruments were stolen before a concert in Atlantic City.
One of them is a vintage mandolin. The other is a one-of-a-kind, custom-made Telecaster guitar. Both were swiped as Heart was getting ready to kick off a nationwide tour Saturday at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. The band offering a reward for the instrument's safe return, no questions asked.
If the bands who come here don't feel protected and secured, they're going to think twice about coming to Atlantic City.
It's just so wrong. Again, it's not yours.
Atlantic City Police tell us they have to do surveillance. An image is a key piece of evidence here for a person. They want to talk with him. They don't know who he is yet. Investigators are trying to figure out if a second person may have been involved as well. It's a huge day for gamers. The Nintendo Switch 2 is available now in stores.
Yeah, gamers, they waited in line overnight to get their hands on them. Our crew caught some people at the GameStop on Oregon Avenue in South Philly, eager to get that new console right at midnight. Many of them pre-ordered the Switch 2. The first customer in line got there around 7 o'clock.
It's going to be a very hot-selling console, very, I guess, most sought-after type of item. So, I mean, I just kind of wanted to get here after work, just made sure I had time to. And it looks like, obviously, I guess I was first somehow.
Got his Nintendo shirt on there. The Switch 2 comes out 8 years after the original version was released. It's got a bigger screen, better graphics, larger controls. Console costs north of $400.
Yeah.
So depending on what you get, $450 to $500, which is a lot of money.
Yeah, Nintendo says the suggested price is $450 for just the console, $500 for Mario Kart and the console. So, and most people are going to get the Mario Kart probably.
I think my son is actually in the dark on this, so we're going to
keep him in the dark.
Keep him in the dark for as long as possible. Hey, we finish up the lineup with the Pope.
Hey, he's a Villanova grad just like me. I can't say that enough. But check him out sporting a cap from his alma mater. This was the scene yesterday as the newly elected leader of the Catholic Church tried on a Nova hat. The hat gifted to him by the president of the National Italian-American Foundation during a visit to the Vatican. Pope Leo is Italian-American as well as a Villanova graduate here.
I loved that
Cats.
moment.
Oh, yeah.
So this one right here came in to work first thing this morning, just beaming, smile on his face. But that's huge.
Wearing my Villanova hat and everything. Yeah.
The Pope went to your school.
And
you guys went to the same school.
It's still settling in, right? So it doesn't seem as crazy. But if you were to tell me like 2 months ago, before the conclave, that there'd be an American Pope and that he'd attended Villanova, I'd go, you're nuts.
Yeah,
There's
you stop.
No way.
You stop first at American Pope.
Yeah,
like, what?
Exactly. You'd say that's unheard
And then it's like, oh, American Pope. And he's went to Villanova?
Right.
What?
And he's like walked around the streets like here, like familiar with us. It's the coolest thing.
So we already love him, but I feel like it's endearing too that he literally took the cap and was like, I'm going to put it on,
That's right.
let you see it.
Yeah.
You know, I got the V's up in my heart. I'm ready to wear it with pride.
And Villanova wins another national championship. We're calling it right now, right? Come on. Has to now.
Well, I mean,
the Pope.
There's some divine stuff happening
right
there,
here.
right?
I like it.
I like it too. Hey, that does it for today's edition of The Lineup.
For Erin Coleman, I'm Keith Jones. You can get NBC 10 News updates right here on the NBC 10 app and catch us weekday mornings from 5 to 7 a.m. Go Cats and have a great day.
See you guys.